Yes. I haven't been on a Zoom in a while. I'm always seem to be working whenever there is one, so I'm happy I can do it this time.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I mean, it's kind of crazy to think, but this is our last Zoom of 2020. Thank God.
Yeah.
Let's get into 2021 and see. Let's start 2021 on a different note.
Kick that out the door.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Well, guys, I think one of the biggest things that I just want to kind of give everybody a just kind of a pep talk on, but more about just a heads up is the Dollar Keto Club is going away. So as of December 30th, right? There's only 30 days in December. December 30th is going to be the last day of the Dollar Keto Club. It was set up as a promotion thing that we just kind of kept running with because of the timing and the way that things were going around the world and how things were happening. It was strictly designed to, be about a 30, 60-day run and end up running through the end of the year, just for the circumstances of what, kind of conditions were. So Brian did let us know on our Circle of Champions call on Monday night last week that the Dollar Keto Club is going away as of the end of December. So that 40% off package and dollar in thing is down to the wire. So if you want to have some good activity, kind of good curiosity training or good curiosity kind of conversation, I would say, it's not pressure. And that's what I've always told people. Don't think of it as pressure. Don't think of it as selling, and don't think of it as convincing. It's just information. That's the way I always like to say, hey, I just wanted you to know, if you're interested, we're ending our Dollar Keto Club and 40% off deal coming up December 30th. If you have any interest in getting in at our best rate that we've ever had, because we really have never had a better deal than what we have going with the 40% off deal. It's never happened that way. And that's why I say it's a great conversation starter piece. The biggest thing to really kind of be open-minded about is just realizing that you're sharing and you're inviting. That's what it's always about. You're sharing and you're inviting. Hey, I don't know if you're still interested. I know we talked a little, time ago, maybe months ago, maybe weeks ago, maybe days ago, but I just wanted to follow up. And it gives you just a great way to just say, hey, going into 2021, this is a great way. If you're still interested in trying to do something, I know we kind of mentioned that, you were looking for something else to do. I want to kind of follow up, see if anything had kind of happened, where you are, how things are going. Remember, the best way to kind of create those conversations is asking questions. The more questions that you ask somebody makes them feel more interested, right? Makes them feel like you are truly interested in them versus just going, hey, Dollar Keto Club's going away. You want in? That never really goes over that well. So I would just say, hey, Brenda, good to see you on. I would just say that one of the biggest things that you can really do with this kind of conversation is just ask questions. The more curiosity you can build, the more education you can build around the Dollar Keto Club and the 40% off deal. That's where you're really going to win as far as catching people at the right place and the right time. And people are in that limbo between Christmas and New Year's. And we know come New Year's, everybody's ready. And I guarantee you there's going to be more New Year's resolutions this year than there probably has ever been. Honestly. I mean, everybody's ready to have a different year and a different outcome and a different situation than what everybody just went through or is going through. So with all that to be said, think creatively about inviting and educating people to that conversation as just a way, just wanted to let you know this is going away. And I know we had mentioned we were probably we had talked about this before, didn't know if you were still interested, or, hey, I don't know if you're interested, but what are your plans for 2021? It's just like, just create conversation. And that's where it really starts blossoming. It really starts blossoming off of that conversation a lot. So I don't know, any of you guys have feedback on that? Any kind of conversation piece that maybe you think is another great way to do it? I don't know. What do you think, Lori?
Yeah, I actually phoned a lady today. I believe she was in North Carolina or South Carolina. She might jump on this call. And she wants to be a promoter. And I told her about the Dollar Keto Club and what a fantastic offer it was. And we went through it. And I said to her, you might want to do this because it's 40% off. And it was funny because I said, I can't see it going into 2021 because this company was so fantastic over COVID. They wanted to help a lot of families with the home-based business and community-based businesses. And she's like, well, I got to get that. So it was really good. And now she wants to be a promoter too. So that's why I say, you know, if you could get your ketones 40% off, would you do it? Like you can be a customer or a promoter that way and teach them how to share it by getting 5 and do the 5-day experience with the 10-day experience as well. So I kind of make it where they can also learn how to get their ketones for free that way and share.
Yeah. Yeah. Lori, what number, just FYI guys, I want y'all to know that Lori is actually in the top. What are you in the top? What's the ranking that you're in right now?
Oh, I got right now with the bonus that they got. So 794 was for that keto, that bonus that they got. Is that what you're talking about, Shane?
Yeah. The 12 days of Christmas.
I did. Days of
Christmas, yeah, Lori qualified for the 750 and the $500 bonus, which is pretty cool.
And the other thing too, because I wanted to go on and just share with my team, because December, Shane, has been my best month. I just really want it and I taste it, and going into 2021. And that's what you do. You set your business up, you put that open sign on for everybody. And I just wanted to help people because I did the 7-day sugar challenge, you guys, and it was a huge success. It was.
Tell everybody how you did that. How did you do the 7-day sugar challenge? What did you do?
Yeah, well, what I did to preempt it a little bit, I competed and I had 17 days to give myself to cut up, to lean out, to be stage ready. Shane knows what that means. And it took me only 17 days. And I wanted to really put the ketones to the test. And it sure showed through. So all I did was really cut out all carbohydrates for me and replace the ketones. So I thought, you know what? I mean, that's enough about me, but I thought, how can I share this with other people? Because I felt on top of the world with this. And so I thought, well, I'm going to create a little group here and see just how many I wanted to share what I did. There was 18. I was just so excited. And out of 18 people, I showed them, you know, how to eat lean and green. I directed how to eat and coached everybody how to eat. All measurements, made it super fun and so easy. Very interactive. And I reached out personally. So we had over 18 people. The prerequisite was they had to incorporate 1 or 2 ketones a day. It was their choice, whatever they could afford. And then we just worked around it. And at the end, collaboratively as a team with 18 people, 81.75 inches in 18 people, you guys, and 51 pounds gone. So
7 days.
7 days. Yeah. 7 days. And I know that there's a couple on here that did it, and they're just like, Caroline's trying to jump on. She's like, I've never felt this good, like ever. And I believe that, you know, that's because you're in ketogenesis. And when that happens, you have to get there to know how good you actually will feel. And so I thought, you know what, to myself, I'm going to share this publicly. So I opened up my Facebook, you guys. This is really important to do, not just friends, because your friends already know what you do, but the public doesn't. So I put it on public and I did a live, which I'm getting more comfortable at, believe it or not. And I have athletes, I have people doing it. I have even inside my team internally doing it now, but people who've never tried ketones before. And I said, do the 10-day challenge. You'll have leftover ones, but that's okay. So we'll be put in a private group. And I coach them accordingly. We welcome everyone. And it's very personal and super fun, Shane. And I can't wait to do it again, because you guys, if you know, share it on Facebook and say, you know, just like one sentence, I can't believe how great I feel on ridding sugar for 7 days. Come January, there's another game changer. Who's in? Done. Don't put product in there yet, or you can put ketones in there. But that's how I did it, and it was highly successful. And I love, like Melissa, how did you feel? The first day was difficult because your body's yelling at you. It wanted sugar, right?
Yes. I felt amazing though. The first day was sucked. I had a really bad headache and I was really nauseous most of the night. But after that, I felt really good, super good. And then when I decided, oh, I'm going to have a caramel macchiato and a tiny quiche today because I made my 8 days, and I felt like super not good after that. So I learned my lesson.
And it was really fun, you guys, because I remember, she's cute. I love you, Melissa. She goes like this, I can't do this. And I said, yes, you got this. Yes, you do. I can't do it. My head hurts. No, the next day, we're going to do this tomorrow. You're going to feel better. I promise you. And she stuck with it, and everybody stuck with it. And I even had customers who were kind of inactive at the time and not on SmartShip, but they purchased 7 days from me, and I just didn't care. I wanted this ketones. I wanted them to experience the powerhouse, what this product can give, without, oh, I need the protein shake. Oh, I need, how many macros do I need? I don't macro, you guys. I only eat when I feel like it, and I make it good. And I really want to teach people how this product just fuels the brain and body. It was an incredible, incredible thing. And so on that, had a domino effect, Shane. And I didn't even know that. I looked through, actually it was Keon who goes, this, way to go, coach. And he sent me that, what I sent you on, and I'm like, what does that mean? I even lost track, right? So that was just a big fat bonus, affecting, I did a live and I said, make sure you positively affect and infect people's lives every day. And December was the month I was going to do it, and I'm not stopping. And that's why I want to come on here and say, just go with it. People are really looking for help. And my coaching's for free. I'd gladly put them in the group, you guys. And it doesn't matter, like I said, even if they want to do 1 or 2 a day.
Well, I think that's such a great idea, guys. And I think it's something that we all can adapt to and adopt as well. I mean, who can't do 7 days, right? I mean, honestly, think about a New Year's resolution and how many people within the first week are be like, I'm out. Like how many people defeat themselves just because they mess up one time, right? I mean, it takes one bad day, it takes one bad meal, and people defeat themselves and feel like a failure. And they're like, oh, what am I trying this for? It's so hard. I'm not going to do this anymore. Right. And I think that's what's so encouraging about seeing what Lori did, because she actually put me into the group about halfway through. And I got to see all the interaction about what these people were doing over 7 days, or the last 3 or 4 days. And guys, it was just so easy. I did, because I'm always in the mindset of a 30, 60, 90 day goal kind of thing. But then you also have to realize our reboot is only 2 days and people see phenomenal results. Well, this is just a 7-day no sugar challenge. Like, think about it. It's just a 7-day no sugar challenge. That's what we're inviting people to. And then once you get them in, say how you're going to do the 7 days no sugar. Like, how am I going to make it 7 days without any kind of sugar or carbohydrate? I'm going to drink my ketones. That's how I'm going to do it. And that's encouraging, because you can actually get people to just go, I'll buy 7 packets of ketones from you. You can actually do a 7-packet, kind of trial pack, or 14 to make them, give people 2 packets over 7 days. So a couple different ways that you can do it. But I think come tomorrow morning, guys, I think that's exactly what I'm going to post. I'm going to say, all right, starting a 7-day no sugar challenge, January 1st, who's in? Right. And I'm like, let's see what happens, and then basically just try to invite as many people as I can to come into it, and just say free coaching, free meals, free recipes, because guys, how hard is it to Google a no sugar recipe? I mean, it's not coming from me. I don't have to be the brain child of how to figure out how to come up with a recipe. I just got to find a no sugar recipe to post one recipe, and then just say, hey, how you feeling today? Who did this? What did you have? Blah, blah, blah. It's all that interaction thing. Think about it. It's the interaction that people want to be a part of. Why do we call this community-based marketing? Because it's community. Because people love. And what are people yearning for right now? I don't know about you guys, but I'm yearning to just get out and go do something with other people. Like, honestly, here in Texas, I mean, guys, thank God we're our own country in our way. I mean, we don't follow the rules by everybody else. I mean, we just kind of do our own thing. But I mean, we are having a lot of interaction already, and I love it. I go to the gym. I don't have to wear a mask. I don't have to do anything, but just to go, and I get to sit and I get to talk with my friends and see other people in the gym and all that kind of stuff. So I know people are looking for it. I know people are yearning for it. I know people are looking for it and wanting that. And that's exactly what we have right here, is inviting people to a 7-day no sugar challenge. Go ahead, Lori.
Yeah. And so on that note, I really wanted to keep it simple, you know, and get little photos. I said, okay, so what'd you guys eat today? I wanted to keep it interactive. And so, you know, somebody was saying, well, I don't have very much, egg whites and Brussels sprouts. Perfect. That was perfect. So it teaches people, this is all I really need to eat. Yeah. Turkey balls with, I don't know, green beans, something like that. So it showed the simplicity behind it. We complicate things as a society, right? And so, yeah, recipes like that. And lots of water, you know, how's your water? No sugar drinks, no booze. I went like that. And they're like, what? But no wine, no nothing. So it really helped.
Well, I guarantee you by the, you know, January 1st morning, everybody's going to be like, yeah, I'm done for a while.
Yeah.
It's not hard to wake up on January 1st and be like, yeah, I don't think I'm going to drink anymore for a while.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Well, no, I think it's just, you know, again, like I said, guys, I think it's something that you got to each take into your own kind of, just your own thing, right? I mean, guys, it's something that if it's something that everybody wants to be a part of, well, then we can try to figure out like a message thread, or we can figure out some kind of way to get everybody involved, if that's what everybody wants to do, or if you want to kind of take your own little, you know, group and do your own little thing. I mean, I think people, honestly, I think more people love the tightness of a community, like your own little community, versus a big community. I think more people are and Lori, I think you can, you know, voice this, but I think you see much more interaction with people in a small group than you do a big group. Does that make sense?
It did, and it took it took any pressure out of it. It took all the business aspect out of it. It took out, and it just kind of made people unzip just a little bit. And and even, you know, if I would call people out, and they made them uncomfortable to be comfortable, right? And I said, because I did want to interact, and it worked fabulously.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, like I said, guys, I think it's a great way to kind of look at going into 2021. I think it's also very informative in a way to just invite people to be a part of something, right? I think that's what it's about. Again, we're trying to create conversation. We're trying to create curiosity. We're trying to encourage and educate and invite and share and all the things that we know that this community is really all about, and how it works. And that's the success of what I want everybody to experience going into 2021, is just realizing there are so many different ways, but even more so over these next 90 days, January, February, March, you set up your entire business for the next year, literally in January, February, March. I mean, you can really catapult yourself into a stratosphere of business by getting more people involved in a time when people are looking. And people are always looking, because, I mean, guys, I'm enrolling every single month. I just enrolled a brand new person yesterday that bought two things of NAT ketones, Mitoplex, and Keto Pro. I mean, just off of creating conversation. That's all it was, about just creating a conversation. And even more so about going back and just creating conversation with people that have already tried it and just went through a crazy time of this year. And that in itself is just, remember, it's not always the newest things. It's not always the new people. It's going back and creating new conversations with people that you've already had conversations with, and realizing that just because you've talked to somebody doesn't mean they're out of the loop. Go back and talk to them again. And I think that's why we always say the magic is in the follow-up, right? The power is in the follow-up. The success is in the follow-up. And it is so true in so many ways. But you've got to be willing to be that person to sit down at a computer or on your phone and be willing to sit and connect, all right? And that's where, again, we always say, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? You got to get connected with it. Why are you doing this? If it's because you want free product and a little extra money, great. That's awesome. I love that you know why you're doing this. If it's because you want to make an extra $1,000 a month, Love it. I love that you know why you're doing this. If you want to make $10,000 a month, great. I love it. Now, does the activity match each one of those whys, right? That's the next thing. Because a person that wants to make $10,000 a month has to treat this as a full-time business per se, or even a part-time business, to really be willing to put in the time and the effort to connect with people. $500 a month, $1,000 a month, you still got to give it time, whether it's an hour a day, 2 hours a day, whatever it may be, because you've got to connect with people. If you want free product and a little extra money, then you work it in the pockets of your day, or you do it on the side or whatever, before work, after work, however you want to do it. It's just all those different conversations that you have to be real with yourself. And I say this on every Zoom because I think everybody has to hear it, because I need to hear it every single time. It's why I'm still here 4 years later, because I know my why. I know my why, and I know what I'm going for, and I know what I'm doing. And it's because I want this residual income for the rest of my life. I want this residual income to be my full-time income, which it is now. 4 years ago, it wasn't my full-time income. I had four other businesses that I was running when I started Ketones 4 years ago. Guess what today is? Ketones. Because I don't know how many of you have ever heard this. You can be a jack of all trades and a master of none, or you can be a master of one. I was a jack of all trades. I had my hand in a lot of different things. I was making money in about 7 different ways, but I wasn't making like residual full-time crazy income. I made great income, but it was through 7 different incomes. I wanted to be the master of something. Now, I'm not saying I'm a master, but I'm saying I finally gave something my all. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. I finally committed in my mind to go, okay, Shane, you either got to do this and do it all, or just take it for what it is and know that you're just going to work it on the side, in between training, in between, online training, in between nutrition plans, in between, whatever it was I was doing business-wise. I had all these other things, and I wasn't giving anything my full time until this. Now, I didn't give it full time right at the beginning because I couldn't. I had to still try to figure out how to slice the pie. But guess what? Every day I started slicing ketones a little bit bigger. The ketone pie got a little bit bigger, a little bit bigger, a little bit bigger, until finally the pie was all ketones and just a sliver of maybe something else. And I mean a sliver, because I knew where I wanted to put my time and my effort. So my encouragement to each one of you guys going into 2021 is always, in these conversations, is just be connected to your why, be connected to what you're doing, be connected to where you're going, be connected to what you're going to do and how you're going to get to that why, right? I know the whys are always used in network marketing or community-based marketing a lot, but that's in life. Call it a goal, call it a dream, call it a vision board. Like, there's so many different conversations to have, but each one of those are connected to a why. A dream board, a vision board, a goal. I mean, it's like, you got to know why you're doing something. My goal is to continue to bring more people to this conversation. But my goal for 2021 is I want 5 new car earners. I want to develop 5 new car earners in the first 6 months of 2021. 5 new car earners. Guess what that means? 5 people that reach rank 6, 30,000 in volume in the next 6 months. That's a goal. That's a vision. That's a dream, because I'm always about, you believe it, you think it, you do it, right? I mean, in everything that I've done in life, I've always had a vision and a dream and a goal. And I said, you know what? I'm going to give myself 7 years to train at the Cooper Aerobics Center in Dallas, Texas. I was there 10. But I had in my head, I was like, I'm going to give myself 7 years. And then it went to 10. But guess what? At 10, I was out. And then I started running Camp Gladiator. And I said, you know what? I'm going to give myself a vision and a goal. I think about 6-7 years, I'm going to move on to something else. I didn't know what it was, but I was like 6-7 years. And then, I started thinking, I was like, I want to do more online training. I want to do more online stuff. And guess what I do? In about 2015, I started developing a whole online presence and an online training program and online nutrition and all that kind of stuff. And then all of a sudden in 2016, guess what hit? Ketones. And I was like, that's it. I knew it. It's like I was so connected to where I wanted to go and what I wanted to do, but I also had a big why to just be a dad and be there for my kids when they got up in the morning and when they got home. Now, I was already on that path because I'd gotten divorced in 2012. So being a single dad and trying to take care of kids all the time, I already had to make a pretty good adjustment to be there for my kids in the morning and to be there in the afternoon for them. But I was still juggling a lot of things. And then all of a sudden ketones hit and I was like, okay, now I know where I'm going to go. And I'm going to put everything into it. I mean, guys, that's what I've always said. I worked this business in the beginning like a madman. I just did because I couldn't stop. I mean, it was like, I couldn't put my phone down and I couldn't sleep at night because I was so excited. Because you know why? So many people wanted the conversation. So many people wanted to know. And I'm just like, I got to answer. I got to get more ketones to them. I got to mail. I got to do this. And it's so funny, guys. I'll have people message me 4 years later through Facebook Messenger. And there were people that messaged me in 2016 that I never got back to. I just overlooked them. I don't know how I did, but I did. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, that just reminded me of how crazy life was at the time and how crazy things were going. But it was all because I had a vision and a dream and a goal. And then when it hit and I did, guess what? Not the jack of all trades, but the master of one, I started focusing on one thing. And that's where success happened for me. And it's not because I'm a trainer. It's not because anything other than the fact that I got focused and started putting my time, my effort, my energy, my thoughts, everything into ketones. And just like I do today, I don't work it 12 hours a day, but I work it in the way that I support my team and I support my leaders and I go find new conversations. I'm always in the conversation. And that's what the encouraging part about this is for people that are looking at this as again, it's sustainability, right? Sustainability means, can you get in shape, right, within a week? No, not really. Can you lose weight in a week? Yeah, you can lose weight in a week. Will you be in shape in a week? No. Can I get shape in 30 days? You can get a pretty good start, but you won't be where you could ultimately be. Let's put it that way. So like anything in life, I always love using exercise as kind of an analogy because it's so relatable. But I think the big thing to realize is that every day is a chance to get closer to a new conversation, a new person, a new setup, a new vision, a new goal, a new dream. But the one thing that you always have to be connected to is staying plugged into people and community and the things that you know are generating the outcome of what it is that you're going for. That's what I've always said. Guys, plug into the community because what I do may not really work for you. I don't know. It just may not. But you know what Jesse Lee does may work for you. You know what Michael Rutherford does may work for you. You know what Rob DeBoer does may work for you. I don't know what that thing is, but that's like me in training. I never followed one person's training. I followed everybody. And then you know what I did? I took a little bit of that one. I took a little bit of that one. I took a little bit of that one. I took a little bit of that. And guess what I did? I made it my own. And then I made my own training because I watched this guy and I watched that guy and I watched this girl and then this one. And I started incorporating what made me feel comfortable and what helped me develop success. So as long as you're taking the what I would call the nuggets, right? How many of you have taken nuggets? Brenda, I know you've been around for a couple of years. I mean, how many nuggets have you taken and then made your own and started really trying to, build that, what I would call that confidence and that tenacity to just go at it. Like, I mean, full force, like a bull hitting a wall, right? I mean, it's just, you just don't have that give up attitude. That's why you're still here. Liz, the same way for you. It's like you're still here because you have that tenacity, you have that confidence, you know, and I can say that for each one of you because that's what this is about. You are working it because you're so connected to why you started and where you want to be. And that's what I've always said. A lot of people come into this industry wanting the vision, they want the residual income, they want the outcome, they want all these things, but then are they willing to put in the time and the effort? Lori and I see it all the time in the gym. Everybody wants to be in shape. Everybody wants that body. Everybody's ready for a six-pack or ready to lose weight. And then I got to work out more than twice a week? Really? You mean I got to eat when I leave the gym and only have egg whites and Brussels sprouts? Like, oh, I don't want to do that, right? I mean, that's the reality of this life. I mean, it's just life. You got to realize it's just life. But there is more. I think, you know, you always hear the saying, anything worth having takes time and effort. Yeah. That's the biggest thing. Anything worth having in life, if it was easy, what's the next couple words that come after that? If it was easy,
everyone
would do it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, fast food is easy. You know, that's why drinking ketones is easy.
Yeah.
But not everybody's doing it because not everybody knows about it. So there's your opportunity. People looking for easy. People are looking for quick. People are looking for fast. People are looking for sustainability. That's what you have in front of you. So going into 2021, one of the things that we're always going to continue to do is to continue to do our team calls on Sunday nights. I love Sunday night team calls. I feel like it gets you ready for the week. I feel like you wake up on Monday morning, you make that power post, you get those conversations out, or you go into work feeling confident about where it is that you're going in life. I think Mondays are your highest traffic days on social media. People mostly take the weekends off, or it's the trade. If you look at the statistics of when people are on social media, Monday's the highest, Tuesday's next, Wednesday's next, and then by Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, it just goes down. So I think the biggest thing to realize is that come Monday morning, it's time to get going. And it's a time to really set yourself up for new conversations. It's the time to get your mind right. It's a time to get focused and get clear about where it is that you are and where it is that you want to go. I made a post the other day that said, if you want a different tomorrow, focus on today.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Laura.
Yeah, I want to say one thing about, that was awesome, Shane. Thank you. That was really, really good. And I want to say about the 10 days, that's what I lead with you guys. Reason being, it's a beautiful promotion. It's $99 US. And when you live in the States, it's $99 US. When you're in Canada, it's $137. However, it gives you 20 different flavors. It gives you the package. But what I do, I check into my team who purchases it. I check in, how are you doing? Is there any questions? Like as soon as they get it. Then about halfway when they're done, I say, so what was your favorite flavor? And they'll say what they like. Okay, so let's set you up again so that you get a great deal. So 22% smart ship on the flavor that you love. That's what that's for, you guys. That's how to use, because they don't want to go off. They feel freaking amazing. And so with the 10-day challenge, check in with them. Just don't leave them high and dry. I love measurements because that's body composition change as well, because most people, success is also how you feel. And I just find myself, lots of people want to lose weight, but the vast majority also want to have more energy. I just find that all the time. So that's pretty much all I wanted to say. And if anybody, please, keep it interactive too. It's a team call. If you have anything you want to say or ask, maybe you're stumped on the next move of somebody, I did this, but I don't know what to do next. That's why Shane and I are here. If anybody wants to do that.
Yeah. And I think the biggest thing to remember, guys, is, you know, as with anything, it's just know why you're doing something, right? Just know why you're doing something. I think that the more you understand you, right? You can't do anything in life for anybody else, but you can do a lot for yourself, right? You can't make a horse drink water. You can lead the horse to the water trough, but you can't make it drink.
Yeah.
So just remember that. You are in control of what you do and where you go. And that's one of the biggest things that I have to always remind myself, right? Never be the victim. Let me say that again. Never be the victim. Always be the person that's on the outside going, I can do more, I can do better, I can learn from, and I will do what I want to get to where I need to be. If you're that kind of person, then the sky's the limit. But if you're the victim, why does it happen to me? Why doesn't it work for me? Why don't I do this? La, la, la. I'm not good. If you're in just that self-attacking mode, get out of it. It's just one of those things that you got to think about. How do I change that outlook? Because I can tell you, if you look at what people go through in life, everybody has challenges. And especially take every situation. I can guarantee you, every single person, whether they're successful or not, good looking or not, I don't know how to put it. Every single person has challenges in life. And there are moments that I guarantee you everybody wants to stop. Stop. I can't tell you how many times I wanted to stop working out. I can't tell you how many times I wanted to stop doing ketones for whatever reason. I can't tell you how many times I want to stop being a parent because the kids are driving me crazy, right? I can't tell you how many times I wanted to stop going to work because I got tired of dealing with people, right? I mean, but you know what? I didn't stop. I kept going. And that's what is different about each and every one of you guys. You're here. You're still going because stopping's not an option, right? Success is on the verge. We all define success differently. I define success a certain way, different than what Liz defines success. So realize that comparison is the enemy of joy, right? You've heard that. Comparison is the enemy of joy. Motivation gets you motivated. Inspiration creates activity. So, are you inspired by somebody, by something, by whatever, by yourself? Are you encouraged? Are you driven? Are you focused? And are you ready to create something different in 2021 than what you had in 2020? It starts with, guess what? Tonight's mentality about tomorrow morning's start. Think about that. I'm focused, I'm ready, and I'm driven to the point that when I wake up Monday morning, I know the post I'm going to make. I know how I'm going to feel. I know where I'm going to go. I know it's all about that intention. You wake up with the intention of life is just going to be great. And you know what? Then life's going to throw a stone and you're going to step on a pebble on your heel and it's going to hurt like crap. And you're going to want to go. You're just going to want to sit down and be like, that hurt. Or you just keep walking it off and it's finally going to go away, right? Or you're going to put your shoes on and go, okay, well, I'm not going to walk on the stone without my shoes now. I'm giving you some crazy analogies, but they're all going to hit point at some point with somebody. But it's like walking out into the snow with boots on. It's not going to work. I can just tell you. Look, cowboy boots, I can barely walk around Walmart in my cowboy boots because I'm slipping and sliding all over the place. You think I'd go two-stepping in Walmart because it feels like they got sawdust on the floor. I'm not about to wear boots up in Canada when there's snow and ice all over the ground because they got no traction. So that's just called learning, right? That's a learning experience. So the thing is that, guys, each and every day you have a chance to create a new tomorrow, but you got to start with today. I love each and every one of you guys. Thank you for jumping on the call tonight. Anybody else have anything that you want to close out with?
Nobody?
No.
That was really good. Thanks so much, you guys, for taking the time out tonight. And I believe our team needed it, right? And I just thought, my goodness, we haven't had a Zoom in so long. No, it was really good. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, thanks so much for the inspiration. I've been feeling, I did that GoPro thing and I was feeling on top of the world. And then I'm like, all of a sudden my head was just like, there was just so much information that I've been feeling so overwhelmed that I feel like I'm like feeling guilty because I'm not doing all the things I said I was going to do, but I'm taking steps every day. But it's just, I don't know. It's just hard not to get back in the old like pattern and keep moving
pattern
forward.
Of what you just talked about, Melissa, real quick, Melissa, the pattern that you just talked about was you're like, oh, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing what I said I was going to do. I'm not going to, that's the old pattern. So first of all, get out of that mindset, okay? And get into, you know what? I did that. That's a win. Not look at the list of what you didn't do. Look at the list of what you did do. If it's 1 or if it's 2 or if it's 10. It's always focused on what was the positive versus what you didn't get done. Yeah. You always have to create, right? I've always said you want to work with people that say yes. You don't worry about the no's. You don't worry about the maybes. You don't worry about the no responses. You work with people that want what you have. And that's where you have to keep that mindset with yourself, right? This business is as much about you believing in you.
Yeah.
Okay. So believe that you continue to deserve and yet you continue to, you're a great mom, right? We know that. We see your kids. You're a great mom. You're great at going forward and moving into that conversation of what you want, why you want to do this. So keep believing that everything you learned from the GoPro analogy is that you can sit there and go, you know what? I'm going to take one thing, because the GoPro over 3 days is a lot, because I mean, you heard from hundreds of multimillionaires that are just killing it in the industry, right? And that can be almost a little bit overwhelming when at the end of 3 days, you're like, oh my gosh, I need to be doing that. I need to be doing it. I need to be doing it. No, you focus on one thing. It's like reading a book. Okay, I'm going to shut up after this. I keep going, guys. But it's like reading a book. Do you try to read the whole book in one sitting? Or do you read a couple pages? Or do you read a chapter? Like, what works for you? Like, how would you read a book, Melissa? Would you sit down and read a couple pages, a chapter, or the whole book?
Sometimes a couple pages, sometimes a chapter. Sometimes I put it down for a couple weeks and then go back to it.
Okay. Yeah. Well, let's take that to the business then. Now then, if you needed to get that book read within a week, would you put that book down for a couple of days and read it all at once? Or would you do a little bit every day? Or would you do pages? Or would you do chapters? How would you go about that book if you had to read it in a week?
Yeah, I'd set aside a certain amount of time for so much a day. Yeah.
Huh. So when something has value and meaning to you, then you make the time for it.
Yeah. I feel like I'm making the time, but it's like, oh,
but
I don't know. I've been going crazy with social media.
Just remember, focus on the pages, not the book.
Yeah.
You're trying to put the book of network marketing into play. I want you to take some pages of the book of network marketing and put it in play and focus on. And Brian Underwood actually taught me how to read. I mean, I've never been a big, huge reader because I'm always an active guy. Like, I got to be on the go all the time. And he said, I open up a book and I read a chapter, or I read 3 pages, or I read 10 pages. I don't know. And he goes, I don't try to finish that one book. He goes, I actually have 5 books in front of me, and I read a little bit of each book every day or every other day. I started doing that. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I never even thought of that concept because I'm a book buyer like crazy. I mean, the amount of books I have that I'm like, I'm going to read that. Do I ever make the time to read a book? No, I don't. And so the problem is that when I want to read, well, if I start it, I'm like, well, dadgummit, I made 2 chapters and there's still 8, 9, 10, 20 chapters left. And I never finished. You know what he told me? Just read a little bit. Read a little bit of this one, then read a little bit of that one. And guess what? My mind could catch that concept. And you know what I did? Every morning, I got 5 books that I go and go, I'm going to read a little bit of that one today. And I just keep those 5 books until guess what? I either finish one of the books and then I replace it with another one, or I continue to just finish all the books at once and then I bring all new 5 books in. That was a great concept for me that made sense. That's something that I was overwhelmed with when it goes to reading, I now could accomplish. Does that help?
Yeah, totally. I've got a couple right now that I'm feeling guilty because I haven't read them yet. I'm like, oh, I got to read that book.
No.
Yeah, I will try that.
But here's the other thing is like, just in network marketing, guys, you take a little bit of the pie, right? Like I said, I didn't take the whole pie of keto at once. I had a little slice of the pie, and then I took a little bit bigger slice, and I took a little bit bigger slice. The same way you do with books, you read so many pages of whatever you feel, and then whatever you just read, you go apply. Because that's how it sticks. You take what you just read, whether it's a chapter, whether it was a page, whether it was a couple sentences, I don't know, and then you go apply what you just read. Make it a social media post, make it a text message, do an email, or write it down for yourself in a journal. I don't know what that is, but you go apply it somehow so that you take what you read and then you do it. And I'm talking literally, it can be done in 5 minutes. It can be done in 15 minutes. It can be done in 30 minutes. But it's something that you just do and you do it consistently, which makes it a habit, right? And that just makes it more conceivable to do on a daily basis versus getting overwhelmed with, oh my gosh, I should be doing this and I should be doing that and I should be doing this. You'll what we call freeze yourself. You'll be stagnant because you'll be overwhelmed with trying to do all of it and getting nothing done, right?
Yeah.
It sounds, Melissa, to me like maybe you're thinking that you don't have enough time. Like I heard you say time a lot of times seems to be an issue.
Yeah, with work and my daughter, it's just, yeah.
So what worked with me, I had that issue too, because I'm still working full time for another 122 days. But what worked with me is that I just would put my phone on a timer and allow yourself 15 minutes to, if it's 15 minutes, if that's what the number is, and allow yourself 15 minutes to just focus on reaching out to people or following up in the maybe 10 minutes for follow-up, and put your phone on a timer. And when that 15-minute, focus on it hardcore for that 15 minutes, the same as you would feeding your child or feeding your dog each day. But then when that timer goes off, then move on and do what you need to do to keep up with your daily activities. And I found that helped me in a huge way, is just setting that timer, because then a lot of times I found that I was spending I would spend an hour or 2 hours, and then the next day I was like burnt out, or I felt guilty for not doing what I should be doing every day the day before. And so that timer thing really helped me out. I don't know, you could try it, see if it works for you.
Yeah, I will. Totally. It probably will work for me.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
If it takes you 15 minutes to prepare a meal for your daughter, you're not going to forget to do that every day. You're going to make sure that you do that every day. And if it's important to you to reach out to people, set your timer for that 15 minutes and do that.
Yeah.
Right.
I've always said, I mean, like Liz was saying, I mean, you do laser focus for 15 minutes on one thing. It's amazing. It really is amazing how much you can get done in 15 minutes. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's just the honest to God truth. I mean, I have sat down and laser focused for 30 minutes and I'm be like, wow. I'm like, I just messaged 50 people in 30 minutes. Like, I'm not joking. I've done that before. And I'm like, gosh, it's amazing when you just get laser focused. You take this, you flip it upside down, you don't look at it, you don't get distracted, and you sit there and you just start working. Or you're on this and you turn notifications off, but you just get to working on whatever it is that you're doing, if this is your mode of communication that you're going to be working on. All I'm saying is that laser focused work is highly effective, but you got to make it work that way. You got to know yourself enough to go, I get distracted, or I'm going to close the door. I'm not going to let the kids come in for just 15 minutes because I just need to focus on this. And then you do little 15-minute increments throughout the day. I'm telling you, before you know it, things are going to be like, wow, like I can really get a lot done when I'm focused.
Yeah.
Yeah, try it out. See if it works.
Yeah.
I will, for sure. I'm pretty motivated. I got big goals for this year. So
Good.
Be consistent.
Good.
Yeah. My husband's enjoying being on vacation right now. He's like, you know, I'm really enjoying like not going to work right now. And I said, just give me a year, babe. Just give me 1 year. I'll make that dream come true for you.
There you go.
Yeah.
Those are good whys. You know, you also rely on your team as well. I would really like my team to start utilizing me more. And so with the sugar, I'm going to call it the game changer because I don't love the word detox. There's a negative connotation to that. So I'm going to call it the game changer. Use that, you guys. That's how you reach out, because people are like, okay, there you go. There's your in. Use it. All right. And then like true. The other thing I was going to say, yes, the $1 Keto Club. I would put something on in your team. I just put it into my team until let's prove it, because a lot of new people don't even know it's there, it exists. So I would really honestly use my upcoming or our upcoming sugar 7-day abolish. I'll get the name down for it, but there's your in, you guys. That's how you do it. Oh.
I'm gonna post that on all my pages. You know what I'm finding lately though? Every day. So I'm trying to be more like having all my pages public, you know, learning Instagram, following people. I got my Facebook business page that I don't really know how to work as well as like regular Facebook page. And I'm getting like some really gross dudes like sending me messages, too many of them. And it's really starting to like, I just learned how to ban people, but I'm like, you're just so rude and disrespectful to send a woman that kind of message. You're like, if you're not interested in ketones, you're just going to say something like that. It's just throwing me off a little bit.
All the joys of social media.
Yeah, for sure. I would keep it simple. Like, what's that? Yeah, just keep your statements simple on Facebook, you guys. I don't put out their website right out of the gate. I don't put prove it ketones and stuff, because that's not being interested. That's trying to be interesting. Doing that, okay? So that am I coming out okay, or is I breaking up?
There's some kind of weird noise in the background.
I think we lost Brenda.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm gonna have to check off, guys.
So we're gonna do Sunday calls. We'll do Sunday night calls because I like that idea. Those are I'm pretty much available every Sunday night now.
Okay, great.
I will. I'll do it. All right, okay, guys.
Okay, thank you all. Good night.
Okay, thanks a lot. Okay, night.
Thank you. Good night.
Bye.